theology, philosophy, and psychology. I wasn't trained in how to think well or made aware that I should think well. So I focused on the basic American teenage pursuits: sports, music, school, and relationships. But nagging thoughts intruded on that self-centeredness. Is this really all there is? I live and I die? Does my life even really matter? Who says it matters? My parents? My boyfriend? To be honest, they are just as insignificant in a vast universe as I am. I was raised in a loving, caring home, an environment ripe for my daydreaming and wondering, but my parents also liked to discuss politics. Coming from parents who were on opposite ends of the political spectrum, I witnessed a lot of engaging discussions. These conversations opened me up to thinking on the deeper things of life. I rarely settled for an answer given to me in haste or for expediency. For example, as a child, "'cause I'm the parent, that's why," was the equivalent of throwing down the gauntlet. My dad frequently teased me that I was born a lawyer due to my love of arguing. Yet it wasn't really argument I loved. Rather, it was something I couldn't express in my limited teenage experience. I now think I was in love with the transcendent, and my strongest connection to that love was through music. Music provided me a language through which I did not need to use words to express myself. It was a glorious liberation to find another plane on which I could talk. Sitting in the middle of a band, performing a great work, released my soul into the blend of the community surrounding me. I found peace and comfort, as well as drama and meaning there. However, I discovered something I never intended to find, for in the middle of a wash of musical sound, I heard the calling of the transcendent. This moment of musical beauty had to mean something. It is not for nothing that we bare our souls to create a unique experience of reflection and joy. How fitting it was, then, that the first person to broach the subject of belief in God with me was my high school band director. In my senior year of high school, my band director gave me a graduation gift. The gift entailed 2 items of significance. The first item was the conducting baton he had used for my symphonic band's performance at the state concert band competition, at which we received first place that year. The award is the musical world equivalent of being state football champions. It was his first year to achieve this high honor, and so the gift of the baton was a personal sacrifice on his part. The second item was a new International Version 1-year Bible. He handed it to me and said, "When you go off to college, you're going to have hard questions. I hope you'll turn to this." For the sake of the story, I wish I had some poignant reaction to share with you. However, the reality was a monotone response consisting of, "Oh, thanks," which is, I'm sure, not what my band director expected. I didn't know what to say, but I didn't want to be rude. This second gift was highly unexpected because he had not been evangelistic with me in any discernible way. My band director was right. I had been thinking on some difficult questions of my meaning, purpose, and value in the universe, and he gave me that Bible at a time when I needed it and was likely to read it. And as I began to read, I realized I knew nothing about Christianity. This was not the goofy portrayal of Christians found on The Simpsons or the piously romanticized view of clergy found in old movies. Those portrayals were shallow and flat-out odd. Rather, what I was reading had substance and flesh. It was weighty and explanatory. It was history-centered, instructional, corporate, and personal. It was then and now. I went off to college determined to go to church and find out more about Jesus. From reading through the New International Version 1-year Bible, I read it faster than its 1-year plan, I had come to believe that there was a God. Yet I wasn't all the way to trusting in Jesus for my salvation. Rather, I was terrified that I might be morally accountable to a being powerful enough to create the universe. From watching years of science shows, I had some initial understanding about the kind of energy displayed by stars like our sun. I also knew of stars that greatly eclipse the power of our sun. What if God existed as a moral being and I was accountable to him? I felt moments of dread for my moral failings, but I didn't come to believe in God out of fear. I went to several churches before I attended one that told me straight up why human beings need a savior. The pastor